The story begins with a controversial researcher named Terence McKenna.
Terence McKenna was kind of the subcultural Timothy Leary of the 1980s and 90s. He did these kind of mathematical graphings with the I Ching and turned it into a kind of map of time.
Before his death in 2000, McKenna noticed an unrecognized pattern in the 64 hexagrams of the I Ching. The 6 lines and 64 possible combinations can be expressed as a ratio of change in each hexagram and plotted on a graph. When McKenna mapped that graph over a timeline, he found intriguing correlations that matched all 4,000 years of recorded history. His graph starts with the I Ching's creation in China's Shang dynasty, the same period as the dawn of civilization in other parts of the world. The 64 hexagrams repeat 64 times over history. McKenna called his theory Timewave Zero. The highs and lows of his I Ching graph seem to have accurately predicted the fall of the Roman Empire, the discovery of the New World, and the world wars of the 20th century. But the strangest thing of all was that McKenna's timeline came to an end on one specific date, December 21st, 2012.
It was later that McKenna discovered that the Mayan civilization ended its calendar at the point of 2012. He felt there was something truly prophetic about that date.
Because we are being drawn toward the attractor through shorter and shorter epochs. And not only must the entire last 4,000 years of history be compressed into this 67-year period from 1945 to 2012, but there is a 384-day period preceding December 22nd, 2012, when the last 67 years and the last 4,300 years have to be compressed into that. Then there's a final 6-day period when all of these things are compressed again. And so do you see what's happening? The spiral is tightening as it goes faster and faster. The resonances are impinging. The thing is getting nuttier and nuttier and nuttier as computers link all cultures together, all informational barriers dissolve. Everything is becoming connected to everything else. Not only everything in the present moment, but all past moments as well are being drawn, compressed, squeezed toward the production of the transcendental object at the end of time, which is nothing less than all time, all space, shrunk down to an atomic dimension and handed back to us. Do you see?
I don't mean the 5-cent cigar or Medicare reform. I mean ordinary space and time is going to disappear.
Terence McKenna is an author and explorer who lives on the big island of Hawaii, where he awaits what he believes will be the end of the world as we know it. For McKenna and hundreds of people who have come to embrace his apocalyptic warning, the doomsday clock will run out on a very specific date.
I predict the most novel event in the history of the world in 2012. And for a conservative mind, that might look like doomsday. But it isn't doomsday. It's simply that we are moving deeper and deeper into uncharted territory, novel territory. And that's frightening to some people and exhilarating to others.
While McKenna's message is much like that of Malachi and Nostradamus, his medium is decidedly 21st century. McKenna's crystal ball is a personal computer running software of his own design called Timewave Zero.
I believe that we have in fact discovered the structure of time itself.
McKenna developed Timewave Zero in 1970 after studying the ancient Chinese fortune-telling system known as the I Ching.
And out of that came a mathematical algorithm that obviously wanted to be a calendar. And when I looked at it as a calendar, I saw that it described the ebb and flow of change in history.
When McKenna placed the I Ching's pattern of peaks and valleys over the timeline of history, he made a startling discovery. When the I Ching system dipped, so did the fortunes of the planet.
Here, 1356, the Black Death, a third of the population of Europe, dies. And here, the culmination of the Italian Renaissance in 1492 with the discovery of the New World. Over here, the American and the French Revolutions. Here's World War II, and here's us.
Because his computer system provides a remarkably accurate picture of the past, McKenna is confident it will prove to be an accurate picture of the future as well.
So the predictions of the past give us confidence that what it's saying about the future will also turn out to be true.
On December 21st, 2012, the time wave dips off the chart and into infinity. McKenna does not know what would occur on that date, only that it will be the most significant point in human history.
One of my guesses is that what we will discover in 2012 that will make this true is time travel. If technologies that could move through time were developed around that time, it would explain why the wave could no longer give a linear description of the unfolding of events, because the unfolding of events would go non-linear at that point.
Nearly 500 years ago, Nostradamus predicted similar changes in the time-space continuum that would occur soon after the year 2000.
He sees a change in mankind, a new humanity, a new culture that ultimately leads to the human race leaving the planet Earth. They're living in the planets of the constellations Cancer and Aquarius. So when you look up tonight at the sky and you see the stars of the Aquarius constellation, you're seeing the future of humanity.